She's like, did you just say you were cold? And I'm like, oh, no, here it comes. And yeah, in her own way, she called me a little bitch.
Oh, shoot.
That's all I heard, at least. And I was like, yep, I need to be 210 or more. Not going under 210. But all right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the HWMF Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Feroce, here with two-time Ms Fitness Olympia, Missy Truscott.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, Seth. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah,
there.
no, I am very excited about this. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in.
Well, I was telling Shane, you guys like literally rolled out the red carpet for me. Like, thank you so much. First class flight here. We got a bunch of content. Put me up in a nice hotel. It's been great.
We thank you. It's really good. Everybody here we have such a great group of people here, and to have you in and how just you are so pleasant to be around. Oh. You are wonderful, and which is one of the most fascinating things to me because a lot of the questions that I've had about you, because you and I've never had like a personal conversation for an extended period of time until we trained together the other day.
Yeah.
So, and I asked a bunch of questions in there that I want to ask here as well and get a little more in depth, but you are the absolute best at what you do in the entire world. You are number one. You are the best fitness competitor in the world. Out of everybody in the world, you are number one. Yet you are such a pleasant and wonderful and nice and humble and excited human being. I'm like, this is unique, because usually whenever somebody's the best, there's a little bit of a fuck you edge. And you just sit there and continue to smile and be excited and so polite and nice to everybody. It is so wonderful.
Thank you. Well, it's something that, like, even if I didn't have the Ms Fitness Olympia titles or the Arnold Classic titles, I still love bodybuilding. And this is, like, truly my passion. So I just, like, live every day like I absolutely love it, which I do.
Yeah.
Life is short. So I just, I'm thankful for everything.
Sure. And I mean, that's that you have an outlook on life, and that's one of the couple of things I want to get into, because we were talking, but now that everybody's listening, you said that you turned pro in 2013? 2012 you turned pro, but then, oh man, there's so many things. We were talking all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's get started with
sure.
How did you want to begin competing in fitness? Like, what was the driving factor that you wanted to do in fitness?
Yeah. So, like, growing up, my dad was big into lifting weights. So we saw that, like, father figure, crushing it downstairs on, like, the little workout bench with the cement weights,
Mm-hmm. That was me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my older brother, he's about 2 years older than me. He, started watching, like, the YouTube videos of, like, Jay Cutler. He was showing me Adela Garcia. And I was like, damn, like, I can do this. Like, 17-year-old Missy, I was like.
And you were a gymnast before this?
Yeah. Gymnast and cheerleader. Yep.
So that's where the fitness comes from.
Yeah.
And then you have genetics in the family, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. Like the legs and everything. Yeah. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
And when you were 17, watching Adele Garcia, who was like, whenever I was coming up in bodybuilding, like, that was the baddest bitch on the planet.
Yes.
Which is cool, because now you're the baddest bitch on the planet.
Yes.
So, because I remember, like, she won 8?
8 times, yeah.
8 times, and it was like because she was winning. What was that? That was like what? 02? 03?
Yeah.
I think something
she was
like
early
that.
2000s.
Yeah, I think something like that is what I'm remembering, because that was whenever Coleman and Cutler were going at it. And she was just everywhere. She was on the magazines. Yeah. Man, that was wild. Yeah. But anyway, so she's the one that got you, like, you saw her as, like, I think I could do that.
Yeah. At the time, she was like the pinnacle. And I just thought to myself, this is something I can do. Like, I already know how to do all these flips. I can learn how to do the strength moves. I just got to build my physique. And there's a photo of me when I'm 17 and I'm all, like, hunched over, like, trying to flex my traps.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, every year I'll, like, replicate that photo, like, with my physique.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
I'll tag you on it.
Yeah,
next time
for sure.
on Instagram. But yeah, it's just, seeing my body evolve like throughout the years and just really, transform into this Miss Fitness Olympia.
Yeah,
It's been wild.
for
And
sure.
I feel like it inspires a lot of people to
Well,
keep doing, what they're doing.
absolutely. And whenever you're a young woman, like to be able to look at somebody who is like Aldel Garcia was, whenever you looked at that, you were like, I can do that.
Yeah,
Wherever, like with gymnastics and cheerleading and those things have a short lifespan.
for sure.
Like they end at a certain point in life. And somehow you've been able to look at that person who was the best in the world and say, I can do that, which is pretty wild. You have to think pretty highly of yourself to be able to do that as well and have self-confidence. That's another thing I find like fascinating. You are you through and through, and all your posts and meeting you in person. Like it's not a show, it's actually who you are. So I think that's super important for young women to see today.
Yeah.
So it is very important. But just to have that mentality to be like, I want to be like her.
Right.
And then to be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
Super cool.
You truly got to just like believe in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like set a goal and achieve it. And,
So were your parents heavily involved in you being like, in having that mindset?
you know, they put me in gymnastics when I was young,
Uh-huh.
but I look at you, Seth, and your wife, and how you guys are so involved with your daughters in gymnastics. My parents, dropped me off. They came to my competitions, but they didn't understand how difficult it was mentally when I was that little.
Sure.
Not being able to wrap my mind around doing a giant on the bars.
Yeah.
Being able to do like a double back dismount.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're 10 years old. How do you how do you talk to your parents about that? But you can talk to your daughters or your wife and you can explain things like you're using these muscles. You got to focus here, like breathe in this area. I didn't really have that.
Sure.
They loved me and, cheered for me, but I didn't have that type of support.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that, you ended up, you're the best in the world at something now. So like greatness is part of who you are. But with us, when we're doing those things, it's like Hannah and I both have been coaches. She is a coach, and I've coached young men before with things, but it's like you just have to be able to like break things down for them simply. And whenever you're a parent, like I've always looked at it like I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm not like genius level smart. So whenever I talk to somebody that's teaching me something, I'm like, break it down for me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, no, that wasn't an insult to myself. Break it down for me like a small child so that I understand it, so I can conceptualize and start to build from it.
Right.
So that mentality is how like I talk to my kids and how I talk to them. So like like they know we're not skipping or missing any beats.
Right.
And I think in coaching, you need to do that. Like you said, like whenever you're teaching a kid something, on a young child, on how to do a giant or like stay on a balance beam whenever they're doing a certain skill.
Yep.
It's like you got to break it down for them. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. And Hannah does an incredible job at that. But I think it's important for whether you're good at gymnastics or not, like the kids, to build that self-confidence.
Yeah.
Like Emmy is a phenom. Like she's a freak.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It's insane. But like there's other girls there that aren't as nearly as talented as Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
And it can beat them up. So like even if they don't do the same skills that Emmy's doing, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be proud of yourself and what you're achieving.
Right.
And that's really what Hannah and the coaches over there do an excellent job of, is making sure that they know that just because they're not some of these girls here that are exceptional and very talented, but also very hardworking,
Yep.
be proud of what you're doing, and we're going to keep building you up.
Right.
And go through it. So it's cool. But your parents, back to you, your parents, like them bringing you into gymnastics and putting you in a gym, and then that's where it's like it's important to have good coaching because they were able to help develop you as well. Did you have good coaches?
Not really. So where I did gymnastics was in Canada,
Uh-huh.
and at the time, a lot of the gymnastics facilities would bring in coaches from Russia. So they would come over.
No shit.
Yeah, the coaching was a lot different back then. It's not like how it is today,
No.
which is a little softer, which, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But I just, I couldn't really relate to the coaching style. It just got to a point where I think I was around 13, 14 years old. And I was just like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore, Mom and Dad. I want to do something else.
Yep.
And I had been in that position for about, I don't know, a year, like going back and forth. Like, I want to quit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hang out with friends.
Yeah.
And then
Is that when you got into cheerleading?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
So you transitioned into that, and then you never stopped doing the acrobatics and all that stuff.
Right.
And then 17 is whenever you said you were
Started lifting.
Started lifting.
Started lifting.
When was your first bodybuilding show?
I was
or your first fitness show?
19.
Okay.
19. Yeah.
And then from then, how long did it take you to turn professional?
So I did a couple like Mickey Mouse organizations.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to the CPA.
They love that you call them that. They love it.
And the CPA NPC, which is
Mm-hmm.
here in America. And I competed my first show June 2012. And then I went and did the Canadian Nationals August 2012 and won. So
Oh, no
a couple
shit.
months, yeah.
So right there, they were like, yeah, you got the shit.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
Cool. And then your first pro show was 13?
No, 2012 September. I just jumped into it right away.
Yeah.
That's what I want to encourage, like people who turn pro. Get out there. You got to do a show.
Sure.
And I placed last, but that's okay.
Okay, so there you go. This is that shit that fucking drives me up a wall, is that everybody, like there's a lot of people that had crazy success, including myself. I went from doing my first bodybuilding show in March of 09, then I did the Pittsburgh in May of 09, and then I did the I did nationals in 09, and I won my pro, and I won, turned pro.
Wild.
And then I won my pro debut like 8 months later, you know, in
Jeez.
August, 9 months later in August of 2010. And then I took a year off and did that. But it's like you have crazy success and people get all excited and it was big hype and I was very good and all this.
Yeah.
But it's like not everybody has that. Some people go and they're like, oh, I need to be like Seth Feroce. And it's like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there. Go get experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because for as quick as all my success came, dude, I had a crazy demise and whenever my fucking body shit the bed and my life fell apart in 2012. So I'm like, it's okay. Get out there, like you said. Go do the fucking show. If you take last place and people are like, oh, he sucks, he's horrible, they're keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Other people are like, dude, just keep trying, man. Just keep working.
Yeah.
And everybody that's in the industry is going to say the same thing.
Big time.
Because now you sit here as the baddest bitch on the planet in something that a lot of people compete in and try to do. You're like, yeah, I took last place my first pro show.
Yeah.
Last. Dead last. Now I'm number one in the entire world.
Right.
Like that is insane to me.
Thanks.
Yeah. But so from that, you took your pro debut, you took last place.
Yep.
How did you feel after that? Like what was your mentality of like what happened?
Yeah. I was, big fish going into a little pond,
Yeah.
right? Or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pissed. Like
Were
I
you?
was pissed because, coming from like that gymnastics competitive background, you go out to win,
Yeah.
right? And, I was naive thinking I was going to go to the Valenti Cup and win it, like pro debut. But it just kind of kicked my ass into gear. Like, hey,
Wait a minute.
gotta work hard.
Wait a minute. The Valenti Cup in 2012.
Yeah.
That was the show I fell apart at in Florida.
Did you really?
That was the show where my body shit the bed. I went back and competed in that show.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that was the show. Holy shit.
Wait, when I asked you in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said you didn't.
No, in 2013.
Oh.
2012 was my last show.
Oh, okay.
That was my last show where I absolutely fell apart. My body, Don Lon looked at me and he said, hey, you don't look okay. And I was like, I don't feel okay. And he's like, you're holding water in weird spots on your body.
That was 202?
212.
212. Okay.
Yeah, because I lost the Toronto show in June. I took 6th place there.
Okay.
And then went to there. I took way too many drugs. I wasn't with Hani anymore. I told him he was an asshole because I blamed him for all of my shortcomings and everything going wrong in my life because I needed somebody to blame. So I blamed him. And
blame the coach.
yeah, I blamed him. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. You're a piece of shit. Meanwhile, my home life's a mess and I didn't fucking work hard enough.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So then that's where I fell apart. Like I ate way too many halotestins, my body, my kidneys were all beat up. So it was funny. And he even looked, he's like, hey, you don't look okay. And I was like, I don't think I am. So that's whenever I came home and I quit bodybuilding.
Oh, shit.
Right after that show.
Yeah.
So back to you. Sorry. I was just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
One for both of us.
So, but after losing the show, after losing it, like you were just going into it. What was after that? What'd you do? Like, were you like, I need to do another show, or did you take time off and say, I need to put myself together and come up with a new plan? What was it?
Yeah, so I took some time off. You know, I was young, got married young, divorced since then. You know, kind of worked with different supplement companies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually working at like facilities, not like a sponsored athlete or anything.
Okay.
Moved to New York, kind of went all over.
Where were
the
you
place.
from? Where were you at that time? Were you in Canada still? And then you moved to New York?
Yeah.
Cool.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Nice.
Was there for a bit. And then I got back into competing in 2015.
So you stopped competing?
Yeah, a little bit. I was just training.
So from 2012 to 2015, you didn't compete?
Didn't compete. No.
You were just like, I got to do life. So that show kind of fucked you up a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. And,
really?
You know, it was a weird relationship where a very jealous other half at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, didn't really want me to have like the spotlight of competing and stuff.
Sure.
So it was hard, like, you know, mentally being in a relationship like that, you know, not like as a married couple.
Yeah. Do you think that's common in our sport?
I think it is.
I think it is too.
I think you and I are super blessed that we have spouses that support us and, you know, love us through all of our craziness with like the diets and everything.
Yes.
Like,
that was when we were talking in there doing the workout. I'm like, how's your husband take to all this? And you're like, he's so supportive. And I'm like, wait a minute, really?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, yeah, he diets with me. Like the fact, like it's so big, like having a supportive spouse.
Yeah.
Like unconditionally supportive. Like if I say, like last night, there was a guy that made a knife for me. Made this really custom $2,000 knife.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome. He forged it himself.
Jeez.
Well, he's a big fan, and he hit me up. He's like, hey, I made you a knife. And I was like, cool, I'll give you a call. So I called him, and he and I talked for an hour and 30 minutes in my driveway. Hannah didn't say anything. It was 9 o'clock when I walked in the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, babe. And she's like, hey, who were you talking to out there? And I'm like, big fan. He made me a knife. And she's like, great. Is it nice? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, no pushback, no nothing. She knows that I'm always doing something for the family, I'm not just out there beating my dick, being an asshole. Like I'm not out there causing trouble. There's a reason behind anything. Yeah. She never questions it. And that's
a good feeling, right?
It is incredible.
Yeah.
And the same with you. You were like, yeah, like he's there whenever like prep starts, like full 9, like no hesitation, in it 100%.
Yeah, Matt is like fucking awesome. Like I would not be at the top if it wasn't for him. Like honestly.
And that's where I want to get to this conversation because when did you guys meet?
We met in 2017.
2017.
Yeah. We had been following each other on Instagram for years though, because he had a wiener dog. And I had wiener dogs.
The animals.
Yeah. So we had just been like following each other. And then I had been divorced for about a year and he was divorced too. And he saw that I had moved back to Connecticut. And I just wanted to start life over in the United States. Like, you know, clean slate, like, let's go. Let's get my citizenship and, you know, start to really push bodybuilding now. So when I got back to the States, Matt sent me a message and he's a financial advisor. He was like, hey, I'm going to be in New York for a meeting, which now I know he didn't have a meeting. He just wanted to take me out for dinner.
Nice.
So he was like, can I take you out for dinner? And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So we went to like a steakhouse and literally inseparable ever since.
No shit.
Yeah. So I was flying out to Seattle.
The old I'm in town for a meeting trick.
Yeah. Meanwhile, actually, I think he does have clients in New York.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
it was funny.
Yeah.
So
nice. And then, so then you guys live in Seattle now.
Yes.
You guys moved there recently.
So he's been there for like 15 years, but
Oh,
he's
no shit.
originally from California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been there for about 5 years now, and our 4-year wedding anniversary will be this June.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So, with him, is he the reason that you started competing again? Like having that support? Were you like, now that I have this type of support, I should compete?
Yeah. So
Or no, you were competing. You said back in 15 you came back.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I misspoke about that.
No, that's okay. So yeah, I came back in 15. I won the San Antonio Pro, and then that qualified me for the Fitness Olympia in 2015. I competed at my first Olympia then, placed last. And then, I started getting invited to the Arnold Classic, which I had done a couple times, placing in like the 6th to 8th kind of place. And then really it wasn't until I met Matt that it was like, wow, I have like a new like fire inside of me. Like, not only do I want to do good for myself, but like I want to make him proud too.
Sure.
And he just like kept pushing me, and like he almost like believes in me more than I believe in myself sometimes.
That's good.
Yeah. So like our first Olympia together, like as a dating couple, I placed second.
Which was year?
2019.
No shit.
Yeah. And it was like, holy shit. Like, okay, I can do this. Like, this is.
Just a little support might have helped there.
Yeah.
Huh? They'll fire.
And like at the time I was working at a hospital. It was part-time, but it was like really odd hours. So it was getting in the way of like my cardios and stuff. And I was drawing blood on patients. So, being dieted down, like having to stick people, you get a little shaky.
Yeah.
And it's just, I really didn't want to like do it anymore. And Matt had said like, babe, listen, we'll do like a 5-year plan. If you can win the Olympia in the next 5 years, like, I think it's best you quit your job and focus on that. And then, we'll reassess in 5 years if you need to go back to work. I'm like, okay, cool. 2020 rolls around. I quit my job at the hospital. I fucking won my first Olympia. First year of that goal, won. So
it
pretty awesome.
All you had to do was just focus 100% on, and it was going to occur.
Yeah.
Man, like as a husband, he had to just be like, I have a similar relationship with Hannah because I have so much faith in her, and she is just an outstanding person and such a hard worker.
Yeah.
That like to be able to say that to somebody and then it actually occur, bro, it's a feeling that he gets more satisfaction from that than he does his own accolades.
Oh, big time.
Because he helps somebody achieve something where you are literally the best person in the world at something. So that is like a massive feat that is incredible, just from something that all he had to do was be himself.
Right.
By him being himself, someone else became absolutely incredible as well.
Right.
At their thing in life.
Yeah. And it's like, he's just like a man, like he
seems like a hardcore dude.
Yeah. Like he just has the confidence and like trusts me. And it's like, that's what a relationship's about, right?
Yeah.
Like you just love the person, you let them be them, and you just fucking support each other, and you guys kill it and accomplish things together, and it makes life so much better.
Yes. It's pretty cool that he was able to say, I think you should quit your job.
Yeah.
Like, and focus on something. Like, I find that just to be like, so you have so much confidence in this person that you tell them to stop working and do this. And him being a financial advisor financially just sets you guys up so you don't have to worry about that. You could just focus on this. And then from that, like you being who you are and being out there and inspiring others, like that's everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being able to coach the people that you coach, talk to everybody, and be who you are influencing other young females to do better in their life.
For sure.
It's this, and I know for a fact, like never even speaking to Matt, that he knows he has a hand in that. And those are probably things that he feels good about personally, that he thinks about, because I do the same with gymnastics.
Yep.
I just feel good. I'm like, look at all these kids doing a good job. Even though I don't coach most of those young girls over there, I have a hand in this shit.
For sure, yeah.
And everybody here has a hand in that, because this is what funded that to occur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that it's its own self-sustained business growing like this, like it's just this cool grouping of feel good shit.
Mm,
And it's similar to what you guys have.
big time.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
you have all those little girls that are gonna like have that confidence. They're gonna be teenagers and they're gonna remember like Seth helped me get here.
Yes.
Like maybe not like directly like through the coaching, but they'll like remember how Hannah like taught them. You know,
100%.
they'll take everything that they taught her like through their adult life.
That's how you're supposed to, like, I look at it this way. Like, I'm a huge community guy. Like,
Mm.
I love being a part of a community, employing people. Like, it's something that I take a great deal of pride in.
Yeah.
And like, what better things are there whenever there's a kid that does well in their life and then they come back after college, or they're 25, 26, 27 years old, and they have a good job and they're starting their family and all this, and they can come back and be like, or there's something and they're like, Coach Hannah,
Yeah.
if I never would have had her in my life, I wouldn't have this mentality.
Right.
And if you can have that, just one person say that about you, you had an impact that is so unique. But then to have multiple people and to have a program in a community that people are like, that's a good place to take your kid.
Yeah.
They are going to push you. Because as a coach, you're supposed to push the kids and get them outside of their comfort zone.
Yep.
The parent's job is to raise them and guide them in life. The coach is there to push them.
Big time.
Yeah, get outside your comfort zone. Nothing bad's going to happen. We're here to protect you,
Yep.
but you're not allowed to be a pussy.
Yeah.
We're going to push you.
Do work.
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of reminds me of, or brings me to like John Meadows. He kind of, he helped me get to that, like hit that threshold of like being a first.
You were with John whenever you won your first Olympiad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in Orlando at the time when I won. So that was pretty special to have him be there with me. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
John is, he's the epitome of it.
Mm.
I mean, he is the pinnacle of that in our industry, in my opinion. He was the guy that was such a good motherfucker, loved his kids, loved his family, was such a faith-filled person that had nothing but good things to always push out. And he watched out for all of his clients, and he made sure that he was getting the best out of you.
Yes.
He was dealing with adults doing that, and then he was also the coach of his kids' football program.
Yes.
Like, he was the motherfucker.
Big time.
And I think he and I had a lot in common. I was just like he was more of the scientific Christian man. And it's not that I'm not a Christian man. I'm just a little rough around the edges. I'm the rough version of him in a sense that is more bro science than science. So, but we spoke a similar language and intensity and passion for what we do in life.
Yeah.
And I think that not having him around anymore is one of our issues in our industry. I think having him around pushing content the way he did was very good for our industry.
Yeah.
Because he was such a sweetheart of a man, but also half a psychopath.
Big time.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was such
I love training with him.
Wild balance. And but yeah.
When you and I trained, when you were like pushing me doing shoulders, I kind of got that like feeling again. Like of the hardcore working out, and I like fucking miss it. So,
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's one thing that he and I were talking. It was a few months before he passed. He was like, "Dude, come to Columbus. Come to Columbus." I'm like, "I know, John. I got to get out there, and we're building the businesses and all this shit, and I'm always too fucking busy for things." And it's one of those things. I'm like, "Damn it." I really wish, because he was somebody we talk online and we knew each other well, like just in conversation, but never hung out and trained together and like broke bread together.
Yeah.
We never did that. And that's one thing that kills me, because our industry misses people like him so much.
Yeah.
Needs more of it.
For sure.
Yeah. So, so you won in 2020, and then John passed in 2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
He passed July 2021.
Yeah.
I was 7 weeks out from the Olympia because it was in September that year because of COVID.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then in 2021, you took second place too.
So I ended up winning the Arnold.
Yeah.
Which was a week before Olympia. And then Olympia, I placed second. 7 weeks out, I scrapped my fitness routine and I decided to do like a John Meadows tribute.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Fuad do like some voiceovers, and I used John's bodybuilding posing routine music for my intro. And it's where I like stood on the ladder and I had these mechanical wings. They were like 40 feet and they just kind of like opened up. Yeah, and it was just to like highlight John, you know, to use his music, to have his voice in the background. Yeah. So I did that for Arnold and Olympia. And I'm glad I did, because I had a lot of people like DM me, send me Facebook messages like, thank you for doing that. That like touched my heart. Like, we needed that for John, kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think that played a little bit of a role in your placing?
Yes.
Okay.
Fitness is, well, bodybuilding, our sport is very subjective, right? We have a panel of judges. They change all the time. A few of the judges I had asked for feedback, and they wanted to see my routine be, you know, that spunky Missy, like fast energy, high flying.
And you guys are judged on that.
Yes. Yeah.
It is part of the judging criteria.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I, you know, being a week out from the Olympia, I couldn't change my routine.
Sure.
And I was so emotionally involved with it because of John. Like at the end of every practice, I would be finishing the routine like crying, and Matt would be on the corner watching me crying because it was just so tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to do it one more time for John. And I, you know, had shirts made. This one's for John one more time. And
no, it's you can hear it in your voice, how much it still beats you up.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that, personally, just after talking to you for this short period of time here, you could, I'd say that if you didn't do that, I think you'd live with little regret.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't do what you wanted to do, you'd probably live with regret.
Yeah. I have no like regrets doing the routine.
Yeah.
It's something I needed to do in my heart.
That's what I mean. Like it's because there's things that I did in my life that I always say, like, I don't regret anything, but I do have some regrets.
Yeah.
Because I'm where I'm at in life, so I can't regret anything. However, there are things that I'm like, I could have did this instead. And it's like, you don't know at that given moment. You're like, what am I supposed to do? And I think a lot of people face that in life. Like, what am I supposed to do at this giant pinnacle of a fucking moment in my life?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? And too many times I've done things for other people and not for what I thought I should have did personally in my heart. Because I'm like, oh, this is what they would have wanted me to do. This is what I should do for them. This. And I'm like, but what do I feel inside my heart? And the fact that you went with your heart, like, that speaks volumes about the type of person you are, because at this pinnacle giant moment in life, you were like, I'm going to do what I believe I should do. And I have this, there's a quote that I love. It's, you're never wrong to do the right thing. You're never wrong to do the right thing. And in that moment, you're like, well, what is the right thing?
Right.
I don't know. But and that's kind of the whole base of the quote. And the fact that you followed your heart, that's what I think a lot of people should do in life.
Yes.
They should follow their heart. Because I know personally, like, I did some things that I really wish I wouldn't have done it for that people. I would have did what's right inside for me.
Yeah.
So you took second that year, and you're like, okay, I get it. The feedback was they wanted a more upbeat routine. They wanted that.
Yeah.
But like you said, win or lose, you were doing it for John, and you knew who you were, and you were confident in yourself, and that's who you're supposed to be in life, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the next year, you came back and said, I'm going to own this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up, so Olympia was the beginning of October that year. I got a new coach and jumped in the Legion Sports Fest 2021 with a new coach, won that, and then decided...
You can wait. Yeah, we're good.
Damn grass cutting guy.
This fucking guy.
I have a landscaper that whenever I'm doing YouTube, it always seems like he's fucking at the
Yeah,
house.
every fucking time this guy comes. The one time he was here, and we were pretty tuned up one Friday afternoon. Somehow he was here on a Friday.
I don't know why.
And he's out there doing stuff, and we were just fucking off and throwing footballs, and it was a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you want to? I was like, you want a beer? Or I was like, you want a bourbon? And he's like, no. I'm like, you want a shot? He's like, no. I was like, you want a beer? He's like, no. I'm like, it's fucking Friday. You're working outside in the afternoon. Like, you got to be done after this. Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What
And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, cool. So he just does his thing, and it's good though. Yeah, one man crew.
Oh, really? Does it himself?
Yeah, I think it's just him by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But we'll go back. Where were we saying?
You guys were talking about the 2022 Olympia.
Okay, so you can pick right there after that.
I mean, we could just leave it in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. So let's go back here. So after 2021 Olympia, 2022, I was referring like you were like your mentality going into that.
Yeah.
You got a new coach.
Got a new coach. Started working with Shelby Starnes, and I chose Shelby because him and John, like they had worked together before, like helping each other through their preps and stuff. So I kind of trusted him that
Sure.
way. And you know what it's like. You got to have trust with a coach. Like,
Have to.
yeah, it's like the biggest thing. So we were going back and forth a bit. And then I decided, okay, let's stick with Shelby and let's like ride this out. Cause I like literally I thought I was going to retire with John, like as my coach.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta figure this out and I gotta figure it out quick. So we go into 2022, Arnold, and that was March.
Yeah.
And, I ended up placing second. And, you know, I was fucking pissed. People were like, oh my God, she's so salty on stage. Yeah, it was a tough loss.
I remember this. Yeah. It was also a little controversial.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought you should have won.
Yeah. Again, you know, it's subjective, right?
Yep. Part of it.
Yeah, I came with like literally the best fitness routine I've ever done. So yeah, I was disappointed for sure. And that just fueled it for Olympia. Like, I'm not letting anyone fucking beat me this year. Like, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, went into Olympia 2022 and came out on top. And, you know, I had a lot of like really awesome support. Like I signed with you guys.
Yeah. People said that, if I remember correctly, they think that the 2022 routine and that look was your best look to date.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I think my best look so far has been this year's Olympia.
Yeah.
Even though I was deathly sick. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Like the Monday I flew into Las Vegas, I got sick.
Really?
Like really sick. They were calling it like the Olympia plague because like a lot of people were getting like really ill.
Probably
So
something in
this-
that shitty water out there.
Probably. So this year's Olympia, honestly, Seth, I
Yeah.
was like 70% and won the physique round and won the fitness routine round.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So like this year I sat out from the Arnold. I did not
Yeah.
compete the Arnold, which I'm thankful for you guys because I know like, you know, you want your athletes doing the big shows.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think we're not a company that pushes athletes to compete because
and I love that.
I just want you to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't give, if you say, I think I should sit this out, I'm like, okay, then I think you should too.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise there's no, what's between us? Like, then we don't trust each other. If I'm like, no, you need to fucking do it. You're like, I'm not in it 100%. And then all of a sudden we got to say, you know, I told Missy to do it, even though she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And now she didn't place how she should have for her personal career. Doesn't do any good for us.
Right.
Yeah. I
No,
love
for
telling
sure.
everybody that you're a 2-time Ms Fitness Olympia.
I
think it's awesome.
Been saying it a lot.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking, you're the best in the world at something.
Yeah.
Do you know how special that is? You are the best in the world at something. Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like, to be able to say that you are the best in the world at something is an accolade that is, it's the pinnacle of any achievement.
Yeah. And
Like-
right now I kind of like, as I'm getting older, I like really appreciate you know, those accomplishments that I've made. And I really just kind of, sometimes I sit back and think like, damn, I am the best in the world. Like no one can take that from me.
No one.
And I've beaten, you know,
Really
some
good
of the
competitors.
top women. Yeah. The women who were on top years ago, like Oksana.
Yeah. It's
Beat
not
her.
like they suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's 4-time Ms Fitness Olympia. And
Yeah.
since she's came back, I've beaten her every time.
Yeah.
So
And that's what, and I think today not enough people appreciate the competitiveness of it.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be, you're a fucking competitor. That means you are going to beat other people.
Yeah.
The goal is for everyone to be at their absolute best.
Yeah.
No one wants to beat somebody that they weren't at their best.
right.
No, you want everybody to be 100% and then beat them
Yep.
when everybody's 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's the part of competitiveness that is awesome.
That's like with the bodybuilding media, like
Mhm.
right now, they say like, do you think Missy would have won if Whitney and Oksana were at this year's Olympia? I welcome the challenge. I want them to come back.
Yes.
Please come back.
Yes.
Please get healthy.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that the media only does that because it's good for their views.
for sure.
And it gets everybody fired up.
Yeah.
But, you know, whenever you actually get to speak, you're like, yes, no, I want them to fucking be there.
Yeah.
Don't put this shit in my mouth like you stupid motherfuckers are doing. Don't
Give
do
me
that
the
to me.
mic.
Give it, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's, but it's also important for whenever you see that to go ahead and chime in. Be like, no, I welcome it.
Yeah.
I love this
I
shit.
want the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as a competitor, you're supposed to want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is the other thing too. Like at least watching like the kiddos do it.
Mhm.
I always tell them that like it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay. Like you've had multiple bad days. You took your first fucking pro show, dead last.
Yeah.
Now you're the best in the world. So from last to first, there's a whole lot of years involved there, but I didn't give up. I just stayed at it and did my thing. And it's like the same thing that they need to learn. It's like, it's okay if you have a bad day. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You just got to get back up and keep trying. It's okay.
Yep.
But if you just say to yourself, no big deal, I lost. No. You're supposed to be upset about it.
Right.
You're supposed to beat yourself up about it.
And the women who, well, I say women because
Yeah.
who I'm competing against, who say they're happy with second place and shit. It's like, really? Like, are you? Because
No.
you were like the champ like a couple years ago.
No.
I don't know. It's weird.
Because it's hard too, because the media today they can manipulate the words of people. They're
Mhm.
very good at it.
Yeah.
They're much more eloquent than I am with words. I'm just like, fuck you. Like I'm
Yeah.
2 words. Like they could tell people to go fuck themselves in 35 and be like, that was a beautiful way
Yeah.
of telling me I'm an asshole. No,
And you're
just an
still
asshole.
thinking
Yeah,
like, did he say I'm an asshole?
I think he is, yeah. But I think that because there's so many different personalities in the media now, in bodybuilding media, that some people would take that what she said as being like, he's back with the blower.
Motherfucker.
We're gonna put a sign on the window. But I think that there's people that would take what she said, or any of them, of saying that like, oh, that's good, she's humble, it's good that she's this way. And then people would be like, she should have been like, just, you know, fuck off, like go get it, or anything. Like, how am I trying to put this? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there's 2 different sides to what a competitor is saying. Like, oh, I'm happy with 6th place, or I'm happy this. I'm happy that I got there. They might be like, they're trying to find the good in the situation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you took 2nd place and you gave your absolute best, be like, not gonna lie, I really fucking wanted to win. I'm happy with where I'm at because I'm proud of myself. I got to this point.
Yeah.
However, I wanted that thing.
Mm,
I wanted the title. Like, I think everybody feels like that.
for sure.
Like everybody, like Nick Walker when he lost to Samson
Yeah.
at the Arnold. I thought Nick won, personally.
I did too.
I thought Nick won. And I broke it down from a standpoint. I should have made a YouTube video about it and went off.
Yeah.
But it's like, Nick is allowed to be fucking pissed.
Oh yeah.
Why would Nick be like, hey, great job, I'm so glad I took 2nd place to you? No,
Yeah.
he's allowed to be mad.
Right.
What the fuck is going on with the community about not being pissed whenever Nick was at his, in my opinion, I think that was his best physique to date.
Yep.
And then people are like, he looked better at the Olympia. I'm like, he did not look better at the fucking Olympia.
No.
I thought he looked a little watery. and too full at the Olympia. Gave him an awkward shape. I thought he looked incredible at the Arnold and beat Samson.
Yeah. I agree.
So, and I'm like, how the fuck is everybody saying anything about Nick? Nick, be a motherfucker. You're allowed to be pissed. You're allowed to be like, I thought I should have won.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Samson. Good job, bud.
Yep.
Proud of you. But I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say that.
Right.
Like, why does everybody think that you have to be such an upstanding young gentleman and be like, congratulations to Samson. I'm super happy with second place.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, Nick is a champion mentality.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that about Nick. You're allowed to be mad. I just find it like you can, don't tell Samson he's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But be like, congratulations. I'm coming for your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah. And I think that like your like fans, supporters, friends, if you show that emotion, like you are upset, like you said, you're allowed to be upset. Like,
yes.
But they're going to respect that more than you being like, all just like cheery and it's okay. I got second. Like, no, you fucking worked your ass off. You wanted to win.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, like, I'm authentic in that way. I can't hide my emotion. Like,
not good at it, huh?
Yeah, you probably see it with the little girls in gymnastics.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't get called like for first, or if they think they're going to be first, like placing, and they get called second, you see their little face like,
yep,
like
part of coaching.
Yeah,
part of life.
The competitiveness that's been ingrained in us since we've been little in gymnastics, like. I can't hide that on stage, and I'm sorry for it, but at the same time, I'm not, because I'm there to win.
Yes.
So
yeah, if you're not a competitor, you might not ever understand that.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, if big moments, especially, like if you are good enough, if you compete, that's at a certain level, okay, and then you're a good competitor. And then you are a national level competitor. And then you get to turn pro. That's a bigger stage. And then you get on the biggest stage in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to the biggest stage in the world to compete for the top spot and is excited about not being number one. Right. Nobody. I don't think anybody. Whenever you're training for that, like that level is also very unique. Like very few people ever even get to that level.
Oh, yeah.
So to even be able to get inside those people's heads, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And like I use Nick as an example because I've been a fan of Nick whenever he was just in Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Like with Condemn Labs. And I was like, hey, motherfucker.
He's
dude,
legit my favorite bodybuilder. Like I get all of his shirts, everything.
He is what I believe bodybuilding is all about.
Yeah.
Because Nick is not genetically gifted from a look standpoint. Mm-hmm. He has the genetics to be a freak, but he's not a flowing physique.
Yeah.
And Nick is someone who is able to take this non-gifted, aesthetic, pretty physique and become a top professional, one of the best in the world at bodybuilding through work.
Yes.
Through dedication, through sacrifice. That is what bodybuilding is all about.
Yeah.
So he has beaten people that were incredibly gifted and beautiful, flowing physiques with just work.
Yep.
Like that is work and sacrifice.
And his personality is like to match, like who he is on like, social media, on his podcast, everything. He's like that, like person.
I have text messages. There's a group between Nick Walker, Nick Trigili, Guy, and myself for our podcast.
Yep.
It is
Nick,
that.
Nick, Guy, and I.
Nick, Guy, and I is what I've been calling it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not my podcast. So otherwise I'd call it Nick, Guy, and I. But, dude, they are an absolute riot, and that is who Nick Walker is. He is a champion mentality person. Yeah. Like, it's not a joke. It's not a facade. And anybody that's like, Nick's fucking arrogant, I'm like, yes, you should have that confidence in yourself whenever you are the best in the world.
Yep.
Like, and I've been saying how sweet you are and how wonderful and bubbly you are, and you are. But you have this killer mentality. You have it.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's no way. You got the tattoo on your forearms. Prove it.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're in it. And I think you have to be. And it's okay to be like a sweet savage, like a humble savage. It's, you have, I don't know. I think you have to have that.
Yeah.
I find it super fascinating. And then to see it with young kids, Like that's like I don't know. Like I'm so curious to see where some of these kids go in life, just to see the progression. If treating these kids the way we do, about pushing them and being in this environment
Yep.
of feeling comfortable to be who you are, get pushed to work your ass off, fail, and then get back up and be coached to go and win states or win an event at states. It's like you were nothing 2 years ago, not winning any events or getting any medals at a different gym. And now you came here, and 2 years later, 3 years later, you now go to states and win a medal or win an event at states. You are a state champ vault. You are a state champ beam. You're an all-around regional champ. It's like, I'd like to see where you go now.
Yeah.
I'm super curious to see what they do in life,
Yeah.
to see if that translates.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like building these like little beasts.
Yeah,
They're going to be like monsters in real life, just killers.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, just to see how it goes. But so 2022, Ms Fitness Olympia, 2 times now. What are your plans going forward?
So I sat the Arnold out this year
Uh-huh.
because I won Olympia. And now I'm 26 weeks out from this year's Olympia.
Count the weeks right after the show.
Oh yeah, big time. I like have a little whiteboard on my fridge and I just count it all down.
No shit.
Yeah, weeks and days. Just so I can mentally start like, you know, I need to see it. I need to see like the tangible like numbers in front of me.
It doesn't bring anxiety.
No.
It brings excitement.
Excitement. Yeah. Because, you know, like with fitness, there's a lot of work that goes behind it, right? I have to do all of my training, cardio, and then it's the fitness routine. So I do all my own choreography.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody helps with that.
Nobody helps. My skills, all of that I do. My music. Matt obviously helps me with music. And then whether I do like props or costume, that takes a lot of time too. So
Yeah. That's
I
another thing we
actually-
didn't even talk about.
yeah. The company I work with actually does Saturday Night Live props, and they're here in Pittsburgh.
No shit.
Yeah, so I sent them all of my. I can't tell you what it is, sorry, but I sent them.
That's part of the show.
Yeah,
Is being excited. It's okay.
like all the prop detail stuff. So they're actually in the process of making it now.
So where does the inspiration come from for the choreography and the props? Like, where's that? You
Yeah.
say you do it. So where does
Yeah.
the inspiration come from?
A
Like-
lot of times it's like movies or what I'm feeling. But sometimes like these prop ideas are like years in the making.
Yeah.
Like the shark one Matt and I just did was like from 3 years ago. I was like talking about it. Like, I want to do a shark routine. He's like, how are we going to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. And then we ended up finding this company that does like Saturday Night Live stuff, like big puppets and everything. So I got that shark made from them.
No shit.
Yeah. It was such a process.
So, yeah, but I mean, like from a creativity standpoint, like a lot goes into it. Like,
Yeah.
Hannah does choreography over there for the girls, but
Yep.
then we bring in Lexi Priestman. She was an LSU national gymnast.
Oh, yes.
So she comes in and helps choreograph a lot of the routines.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to have like a vision for
For
it.
sure.
Like, and the music to go with it. Like, you're doing certain things at certain times of the music.
Yep.
Choreography is way bigger than I thought it was.
Mhm.
I listened to the same song of some of these girls. Like, Hannah's already started for this year, and I'm
Yep.
like, I've heard this like 37 fucking times already.
Can you
babe.
shut it off?
I'm like, okay, here it comes. And that's just one of the girls, and there's fucking 60 of them over there that need new ones.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's super, I just, cause I asked them and I'm like, how do you see this? And she's like, well, I match it to their personalities.
Yeah.
And I'm like, each one of those kids, you matched their personalities to the routine with the music that they gave you that they wanted. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, this is okay. So
That's wild.
it's just, you'll be watching a movie, like you'll be watching Avengers Endgame and see an outfit or a colorway or a song or
Yep.
anything and be like, ooh.
kind of run with it a little.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then-
some fall off, some I'll like keep.
Do you write them down?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Write everything down. Like sometimes I'll be sleeping and I'll wake up and be like, oh my God, that's a cool skill. And I'll like type it in my phone because I won't remember.
Yeah.
But it gets like pretty obsessive, like, yeah, like sleepless nights because I'm just thinking of like routine choreography.
Really?
But that's, I guess that's like the
That's
fun in
exciting.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, that's the fucking fun in it.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, I think a lot of people would love to have that in their life, to be able to be just dedicated to that and hope that people find excitement like you do in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told myself once I stop having fun, then that's when I'll be done with like bodybuilding. Because people say like, how many Ms Fitness Olympias do you want to win? Or
how many?
Like, when do you want to have kids? Like all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm having fun and I'm going to keep going until it's not fun anymore, until I have to, do something else. But right now I'm just enjoying every single day because
I think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I think people get too tied up in the social norms of society.
Yeah.
That whenever you are, like, again, you're so unique in the sense that whenever you're the best in the world at something, that means that you aren't like, you're a little outside of the normal realm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm going to continue to do this because it's so unique and so special. And it's like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think so.
I can't picture doing anything else. Like,
that's great.
Like, have you heard Jay Cutler talk about like how, he'll like his mind will be like thinking he's still doing the Olympia. Like he'll be like, oh, I have like 10 weeks until Olympia. I have to start getting like ready.
No, I haven't heard him say that.
Yeah.
He does that.
Yeah.
Man.
It's pretty wild.
Jay, I would say that Nick Walker has a similar mindset to Jay.
Yeah.
Because Jay was that way. Jay was a robot.
Right.
A robot. Never deviated from anything. Like, if it was time to gain weight, he gained weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was time to get big, he got big. Like, that's just how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I didn't know he does that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Still being retired, like for how many ever years, and he still thinks about Olympia every year.
At the Olympia, 16 weeks out.
Yep.
Jay, you're not doing it anymore, bud. So, okay, 2023, we're 26 weeks out from the Olympia.
Yeah.
One thing that we were talking about, I was like I didn't know the process of a female competitor in the off season. I was like, how much are you eating? Like, what's the goals? And you said that right now you're eating roughly 4,000 calories a day on training days, big training days.
Yeah, like 35 to 4,000.
That's a lot.
The last month, though, we just kind of like cut it back a little bit just to get my appetite like raging again for the next 6 weeks. And because I was coming to see you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a fat slob. But
so, I mean, that eating 4,000 calories a day is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of clean food, like quality food, getting in 3,000 to 4,000 calories, 3,500 calories. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And
I train like a bodybuilder style, like you saw a couple of days ago when we trained. That's how I train like in the off season too. So I'm like fueling my workouts. Like everything has a purpose, you know? I'm not just, there's some, women and different divisions, they can train a little lighter or be kind of slim all year long, but that's not me. Like for me to make improvements and like for myself to see the changes every year, I have to put on size. I have to, get.
Do you feel that's good for your mentality as well?
Yeah, I like the break too. I like to be able to eat and,
Do you eat a lot of bad foods?
Not really. No.
What's the worst food you eat?
Chipotle.
It's not bad. Shane's like, fuck, that's my healthy day.
I fucking love Chipotle. I just had it yesterday.
Yeah.
So, sweets?
I used to be like big into like eating everything after shows and stuff, but learning from those mistakes, like
and getting older, I think it changes.
Yeah, I think getting older.
So
changes
what is the sweet that you go for now?
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake, bodybuilder food.
Yeah, love it.
We were joking about it. My carrot cake is the ultimate fat guy bodybuilder food.
Yeah,
it is. It is everything.
Carrot cake is the best.
Yeah. Who introduced you to that?
John did.
Motherfucker, I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
John. Yeah.
John was it because it is every single. Hani is the one that introduced it to me. Like Hannah will make fun of me. She's like, "Why are you eating old people desserts?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Old people eat carrot cake." I'm like, Well, it's the most calorie dense sweet on the planet. Like it's the thing you eat because like you eat it because I remember Hani would bust my balls because I'd be like, I love angel food cake with strawberries on it. He's like, dude, that's not going to do anything to you.
So light.
It's so light. There's nothing in it, bud. Look at you. Look what you're training. You could eat a brick of it and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
You need to eat something that's going to slow the metabolism so you can fucking hit it. And I'm like, oh, and that's where carrot cake came into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old people food.
Oh, Hannah busts my balls so bad about it. She's like, old people food. Look at you eating. You got a carrot cake cupcake. What is wrong with you? I'm like, they're delicious.
For mine and Matt's wedding cake, I got a carrot cake.
Did you really?
He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I love carrot cake. All right, whatever. He's not going to eat it. So.
No. Oh man. So, what about like you said Chipotle? No, no like chips or anything like that. Is that like a thing you go for? What's a gas station stop? Are you even going to the gas station? I'm going to get a snack on a road trip or anything?
No, but like after a competition.
Let's go there.
Yeah. So like I'll be like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go get gas. And I'll like take the dogs. I'll go to the gas station and I might get like a little pack of Oreos or like something after a show. But
That's it.
Yeah. I've gone off the deep end so many times where like food isn't really like appealing like that anymore.
Yeah. It's not appealing to me. Like everybody's like, oh, you're in such good shape all the time. I'm like, listen, I just don't really eat a whole lot of stuff that bangs my belly up.
Oh yeah.
Like that's big with me. Like I won't eat certain foods that bang my belly up. Like I love ice cream.
Yeah.
But if I eat more than like 2 or 3 spoonfuls of ice cream,
goner.
Not a good time.
Yeah.
Really rough.
Sorry, Hannah.
Well, she's like, and that's what she said. She's like, and people are like, the one thing that kills me, I do eat a lot of pretzels. I love pretzels and pop. Like that's why, like the energy drinks, like Glacier.
Yeah.
It's modeled after Fresca Pop. Fresca.
Oh.
Fresca is a citrus grapefruit diet soda, and it is delicious. So we made it super grapefruity. That's where it has that. So like I would always eat pretzels and pop. Like I'd eat a pretzel and have a swig of pop. I was like, this is great. And like I've been doing it for years because pretzels are low in calories. And I grew up in a fat family that we love to snack and eat.
Oh yeah.
So that's like my downfalls. But that was one thing. It's just bread and salt. I'm like, I like that. So, but that's that is my weakness. I will eat a half a bag of pretzels with 2 diet pops.
That's your go-to.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it whenever I get super stressed out. That's what I find myself doing.
Oh yeah. Did you ever like cheat on your diet?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I am a stress eater. That is my downfall. Whenever I get super stressed out, like I've done a lot of drugs in my life, like young when I was in college and stuff like that. And I am attracted to Superman drugs. Like anything that makes me feel like
party drugs?
Yeah, like cocaine was something that I got really into in college.
Okay.
And I have this theory that I tell young people about that, like you have to be careful because no matter who you are or how strong you think you are, there are things in life that'll grab a hold of your balls and not let go. Like, and that's why I found such bliss in cocaine and steroids because I was like, it just made me feel like Superman.
Oh,
so I'm like, got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because no matter how strong-willed I am, like if I get in a mindset, I'm like, I'm not going to drink energy drinks. I just won't.
Yeah.
I'll just get into this zone. And those 2 things are something that I had a very difficult time controlling. So I'm like, ooh, like that is wild how it was able to grab a hold of someone as strong-willed as me and not let go unless I had to really work at it. Like when it came to the food, like that's another thing that I just find comfort in. So whenever I get stressed out, I don't turn to alcohol. I don't turn to drugs. I get stressed out, I'll start snacking and just occupy myself with food, like as like an oral fixation. And like peanut butter and jellies and pretzels are the 2 things that I will go to when I'm super stressed out.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed that last year at the end of the year with business.
Yeah.
Whenever things we were swamped with work at the end of the year, just overwhelmed with mayhem. We had such a great year. We got ourselves out of a ton of shit, and then our Black Friday was mayhem.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Unbelievable amount of orders, incredible support.
Yeah.
However, it was like we had to fix some things internally within our system to make sure, like going forward, we were prepared.
Yeah.
Well, I got super stressed out, and I found myself not training, but eating everything. Like eating way more than normal. And I'm like, how did I get myself into this?
Yeah.
And it was just the stress. So that was something I find comfort in the food.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I remember the Greg Doucette video.
Oh yeah, that's what he was freaking out
Yeah.
about, because I'm like, I got a little fat, and I'm like, but the where I was in my head was like, I just was so stressed out
Yeah.
that I wasn't training as much. We were here at the office. Until 8, 9 o'clock at night sometimes.
Damn.
We weren't eating we're here early and didn't leave till late.
Yeah.
We were at a warehouse until midnight some nights.
Jeez.
Like, it was intense. And I wasn't training, and I was just,
You didn't have that like outlet.
so my outlet was a lot of food, pretzels,
Yeah.
sweets. It was Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
So, and like, we just got done doing all this work and then had more work to do. And it got more intense than it was previously. And I'm like, this isn't supposed to be how the fuck it is. So I got
Yeah.
super overwhelmed. And then I'm like, I need to get my shit together. So whenever I made that video, I was like skinny fat. I hadn't been training for like 3 weeks. And then I was eating all this food, and I just felt blubbery.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was my personal feeling, because
Yep.
I'm like, dude, 6, 7 weeks ago, I was stiff dick and everything.
Right.
I was an animal, and I let myself go, and I was super bummed and like mentally drained from it. And I'm like,
That's tough. That's tough when you mentally get there and you're like, fuck, I don't like how I look.
and that's where whenever Greg was like, I made the video because it was a vulnerable moment. I'm like, I'm going to put this out there because I'm going to get into the best shape of my life. I'm going to get back into the shape that I was in back in the day. I want to be shredded. I want to feel good, because I know personally, whenever I look at myself in the mirror and I look better, I'm like, you're going to kill today.
Yeah.
And now that I look like I do and things are going the way they are, I'm like, hey, dickheads, like, this is why I made the video.
Right.
Because now I'm in a different mentality. I'm in a different mindset where I will come in and slaughter everything.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever life was kicking my ass, that's what was occurring. And Greg was like, oh, you're in really good shape. It's the ghrelin. It's this and that. I'm like, no, Greg, it's not the ghrelin, bud.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I'm working myself into the ground to make sure that everything grows here with our 50 employees and 6 different businesses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's super stressful. And I think that in life, these things are going to occur with everybody at certain points in their life, whether it's they don't own the businesses or they don't do this, but they have something in life that's beating them up
Yeah.
and it's pulled them down. They need to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and say, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And that's really what that moment was for me. And I just was like, I had to bust his balls a little bit because he was busting mine, but it was a story that people ran with.
Yeah.
And everybody has different standards in life.
For sure.
Like, your standard is much different than a first-time competitor.
Yep. I think it's cool that you like put it out there like that though, Seth, because people can relate, you know? Like if it happens to you, like, and you're feeling vulnerable like that with how you look and like how you're mentally feeling, because a lot of people don't talk about like the mental part, right? And you put it out there.
Well, I think that it's important for people to understand that, like, it's okay to, like, there's so many things in everybody being savages online.
Yeah.
And being wolves and being this and that. And I'm like,
Really?
no,
Yeah.
you're not really. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay to be a human being.
Mhm.
It's okay to cry. It's okay to get your ass kicked.
Yep.
It's okay to lose. It's okay to not be at your best. But it's important for you to recognize those things and figure out how you can be better from those moments.
Yeah.
Like, I was not a nice person at the end of last year. I treated some of the people around here not very well because I became very intense. I was not fun to live with at the end of last year. I became incredibly intense, more so than normal,
Yeah.
which is a lot for everybody to handle, and said some things that I should not have said. And since then, I've made sure I did a better job in mending those things. But at that time, I was like, looking in that video, looking at myself, I know personally that whenever I'm doing better physically, I do better mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in life. Like, I look at the days different whenever I look better.
Yeah.
Like, then people would be like, what about body dysmorphia? I'm like, yeah, that's a real thing. Name me somebody that is overweight, that eats a bunch of shitty food, that looks at themselves in the mirror and says, I love how I feel about myself.
Right.
Nobody.
Uh-huh.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
So I think that having that physical outlet and putting yourself through it, and even if you aren't six pack shredded, if you are on a journey of getting better than where you were, that's what you're proud of. Like you could still not look like Seth Feroce and been working out for the past 3 months, 3 years on your journey of becoming the best you ever. Like if you are better than you were a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 months ago or a year ago, be proud of that in what you see.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and understand that I'm not done. Like this isn't the final form of Seth Feroce. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm continuing to work to get better at what goals I want in life. And that's what people should be looking at.
Yeah.
Like, but also recognize that like, if you're in a rut, you're in a rut. You need to get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I was
That's
in
the
a rut.
biggest thing. Yeah. You got to notice it
Yeah.
and then pull yourself out.
Yeah.
It's okay to get down and be in like, you know, we all get depressed and we all like have shitty situations, but it's like, how long are you going to let yourself like be down and negative like that? You gotta be strong and like pull yourself out.
And that's the other thing, like the thing online that I see is a lot of people being like, fuck motivation. Like motivation, like they're like fuck motivation, you need to be disciplined. Like that's the big saying online.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can agree with that to a certain level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? However, I believe that we all need motivating factors.
Big time. Yeah.
Because on the bad days, like I'm still disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, because I wake up, I just do my cardio.
Yep.
There's no questions.
Same.
There's never a day I wake up and I'm like,
I don't want to do this. Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it today. No.
Right. Yeah.
Whether I want to or I not, I know that I need to go do it.
Yeah.
But then like, I think on the days that I'm really feeling down about myself and I'm like, I don't want to do this. That's whenever I find like something motivating in my life.
Yeah.
Like what's a motivating factor I can inject into my routine right now that's going to pick me up. I think being disciplined is the most important thing out there. But for people that aren't in like that level of you or I of discipline, they need to have these motivating factors in their life regularly, like placed daily. They need to have this motivation in their life so that they can get into a routine of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because
there's so many videos out there of people being like, you need discipline, fuck motivation. All this. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You need the motivation to get disciplined.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you need to have these injected into your life every day, these motivating factors, so that you know you need to do your cardio every morning.
Yeah. I think it's funny, like Instagram now, people like the whole like fuck motivation, discipline.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like I would look up to people like Jay Cutler. Like Jay is my motivation, you know? And people are like afraid to say that like nowadays, like who motivates them? Like Nick Walker. Nick Walker's motivation.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like down, they're like, oh, you shouldn't have, like, I don't know.
Like everyone's just trying to be like so like a star themselves. I don't know. Like they're their own motivation. And it's like,
no, it's weird.
Yeah.
I see the same thing. I'm like, no. Like, I think motivation is good.
Yeah.
Like people tell me I motivate them.
Yeah.
People tell you motivate them. I'm like, fuck yeah. Good. That is one of the reasons that I post me doing cardio in the morning so often.
Yeah.
I post that picture of me like lifting up my shirt
in the mirror. Yeah.
in the mirror, like whipping people off, having fun. I do that so that people know I'm still doing cardio.
Yeah.
Every single fucking day.
And they're going to do it too because Seth's doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because so whenever they're thinking about maybe I shouldn't, there he is. He's fucking doing the same thing. Hey, you need to find like a new thing, Seth. I'm like, no, I don't. That's the reason I'm doing it, bud.
Yeah.
I'm doing it so often to let you know so that it's getting put in your head. You see me doing it.
Right.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
Because this is you have a much more, bodybuilding is very unsexy.
Yeah.
It's very unsexy because you're doing the same fucking thing, eating the same food every single day. It's such a monotonous routine that it can cause you to go crazy. It's like the merry-go-round.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you're doing. And that's what Nick Walker is very good at.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be good at that if you want to be good at this sport. However, you have a little bit more of a sexy appeal to it because you are in fitness and it's pizzazz and it's flash and it's exciting.
Sure.
It's like the most exciting part about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
because it has a different routine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I think that I think it's okay to have motivating factors. I think it's important, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I had mine. Mine was Jay Cutler, Dorian Yates, Lee Priest. You know, like I watched Ronnie and Jay, but like I knew for a fact I was never going to be Ronnie Coleman. I knew that very clear. I was very clear in that one. But like the whole short white guy thing was big for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you look at Ronnie Coleman, I'm like, I'm not Ronnie Coleman. I'm not Flex Wheeler. I'm not Chris Cormier. I'm more like Lee Priest and Jay Cutler.
Yep.
And I related to that immediately. And yeah, they were the motivation. I still have in my office a Jay Cutler poster that he signed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, and to be able to see Jay and just pick up every time where we leave off, like conversations and him doing what he's doing and him always congratulating me with the success that I've had. It's super cool.
Yeah, Jay's awesome. Like I'll shoot him like progress photos. Yeah. Text him and he'll be like, "You got it this year, Missy. Like this is fucking awesome." Like he's the best.
And he and I became we started talking to each other in 2009 because Hani coached him for his comeback.
Yep.
In 2009 when he came back.
Yeah.
And nobody really knew. And Hani told me, I knew, you know what I mean? It was a few weeks out whenever he was talking about the mentality that Jay had and this and that. I'm like, man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, because I was just, you know, podunk Seth trying to turn pro. And then he won the Olympia and I turned pro at Nationals. So I got to meet Jay Cutler. I got to train with Jay Cutler. There's videos of him and I in 2010. I'm like, this is my idol. And I'm working out with him like in my head.
Jeez.
And it was super cool. And then when I came back in 2016 onto the scene with All American Roughneck and everything that I was doing on social media, he was one of the first people to be like, this is a big deal.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
it's like, you think so? I was like, I'm not really making any money yet, Jay. And he's like, dude, you're going to. It's it's working. I'm like, you think so? And he's like, fuck yeah, dude. He's like, just keep riding it.
Yeah.
And then we were traveling to events and I'd travel to an event with Bob and Jay would be there. And then that, you know, at those events, like Jay Cutler did morning cardio. I did morning cardio. So then I'm doing morning cardio with my idol, with Jay right there, then eating breakfast with him. I'm like, this is cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So to have encouragement from someone that I looked up to so much that was a motivator in my life, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. It's you need those things in life.
You'll like remember that forever too, like training with him when he was like in his prime. Like
he
after
was
winning
king
that.
shit.
Yeah.
And I was fucking some dickhead that just turned pro. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm 38 years old and I still fantasize about it because it had such an impact on me at that time in life.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, whenever I traveled anywhere, like going to the Arnold, like the 2019 Arnold, there was a 3.5 hour line to meet me and talk to me.
Jeez.
We met thousands of people.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that Arnold because there were so many people that I had inspired to be good motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And they're from 18 years old all the way to 65-year-olds. There's men, there's women, there's every demographic of life in my line to meet me.
Yeah.
Now, Jay Cutler would have the longest line at the Arnold. And he stayed there till the very end.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. And I remember in 2010, it was 2010, sponsored by Muscle Tech. He's sponsored by Muscle Tech. I'm watching Jay's line. I'm on the C team. You know, it was me, Mark Megna, and Matt Krokolansky. And we're just like the guys warming everybody up. Like there's a giant line and us three are here. And then there's like the B team. And then there's Jay, Branch, Johnny, like all the A guys.
Oh, yeah.
So like everybody'd have to go through the line and then we'd be there signing autographs, talking. They're like, who are you guys?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm Seth. I'm an IFBB Pro. They're like, nice. You're a young guy. Da, da, da. I'm like, yeah. And it was fun. We had a great time doing it. And I met a lot of great people that follow me today that remember me from the Muscle Tech days.
That's awesome.
But that motherfucker was there till the last person.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, Jay, I was like, what's the gig, dude? Like, you're here. And he's like, fuck yeah. He's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, but everybody. I was like, you stay for everybody. And he's like, they're all my fans. They're the reason that I'm here. He's like, I will stay till the very last one. So I was like, man, if I ever get to be like Jay Cutler.
Shit, you are now.
I'm like, I'm going to make sure that I stay there till the end for everybody. I'm never going to leave anybody hanging just simply because They are the reason that I'm here.
Yeah.
So in 2019, whenever I had one of the biggest lines at the Arnold, YouTube was popping off. Everything's going crazy. I'm like, I'm there till the end. And sure enough, it's an hour past 5 o'clock. It closes. It's 6 o'clock. There's still people there. I'm like, yeah. And people are like, oh, don't you get tired? I'm like, tired.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck tired, bud. I was like, I have one of the coolest lives in the entire fucking world.
Oh yeah.
I'm not tired.
Does it ever like get surreal like now when people are like lining up for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't view myself as anything more than just a Western PA guy, like with young kid with a dream. Now I know why people don't really actually grow up, because I don't know if I actually grew up. I still feel like I'm young. I'm excited talking about Jay Cutler now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love what I do, and it's super unique. I've worked really hard to get here, but I feel like I haven't accomplished everything I'm supposed to accomplish yet. So I think that's one of my like strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But meeting people and having them tell me their stories, like listening to this podcast, they're like, you guys are always so upbeat and excited about life. And I'm like, bud. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, you're alive. Like, we don't got problems. You just have more work to do.
Right.
There's people in the world with real fucking problems.
Yeah.
Like, there's kids that come down with debilitating diseases. Like, imagine a fucking 5-year-old that has terminal cancer that's going to die in 2 fucking years.
Right.
Them parents ain't okay, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of work to do. I got 7 meetings and I got to have a hard conversation with somebody. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Your kids are happy and healthy. There's people out there with real problems.
Right.
There's 18-year-old kids that die in car accidents, and those parents have to live with some shit now.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to look for motivation somewhere to keep them going in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I want to be.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want to be. I don't have problems in my life. I did. My ex-wife was not a good person. Heroin addict that had drugs in the house. My kids were in some serious trouble at times with that. And I'm like, that was a problem in my life. Whenever that is there and there's a threat for your child's life, that's a little bit of a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Everything in my life stopped. Everything stopped moving. Nothing mattered but them. And there's people in life that have issues that come up. And it's like, dude, you got to do some work.
Yeah.
You need to get the fuck out of this. And whenever those things occur in life, like, so your Monday morning of, oh, I got to go to work. It's not a problem, but everybody has to go to work.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up. If there's things in your life that you don't like, change them.
Yep.
And that's been something that mentality is why I'm here. I think if you're happy and healthy and your kids are happy and healthy and everything in your life is like you have your health, shut the fuck up and just go to work.
Yeah.
If you don't like your job, okay, change it.
Yep. Yeah.
But I don't want to change it. You don't get it. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I do get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. It sucks. But if you want more of something, that means you're going to have to work harder.
Yeah.
And the thing is you don't like to work.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks. I know.
Yeah.
My kids were with me whenever we were making All American Roughneck happen. You know what I mean? Nobody, I don't have any pictures of it because I just don't. But like, I'd be at my dad's warehouse upstairs because he let us have our All American Roughneck warehouse there until 11, 12 at night. I'm a single dad.
Just packing orders?
Yeah, packing fucking orders. And Adeline is packing with me 11 o'clock at night, and Emmy's laying on cardboard with her blankie, sleeping with her binky.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, motherfuckers, like, there's some intense times
Yeah.
that took to build these things that I have now, and it's all wonderful.
Right.
But like, nobody sees that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was intense. It took work. I just didn't have all these companies because I was like, I have an idea. No, it took a lot of work and stress on everybody else. And those are things that, and I don't know, those are things that I think in order to appreciate what you have in life, you need to go through.
Yeah.
If you're handed everything, it's not as special.
Yeah.
Like, if you just, like, whenever I won my first pro debut, I thought I was really special. And then when I lost, I blamed Hani.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault.
But you can like look back and be like, okay, that,
Now.
Yeah.
And I think that, I think it's important for everybody to go through a little bit of adversity.
Yeah.
I think it's very important.
A little bit of shit makes you stronger, and you just know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept.
Do you use those cliche things as motivators too?
A little bit.
I do too.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. because it's true.
Like what one?
Like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
It's so overused and fucking ridiculous. It's like, yeah, but
It's kind of true.
kind of true.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild that that you're like, yeah, it didn't kill me.
Yeah.
So I actually kind of am stronger.
I'll be doing like cardio thinking like I'm 2 foot in the grave and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. Finish my hit. And I'm like, well, that didn't kill me. So
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
still here.
I'm alive.
It is. I've had moments like that. One thing you said that this is one thing I want to bring up because we were doing it when we were training. You said that during prep you'll be down to under 1,000 calories on some low days.
Oh yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It gets pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
For me, like my lower body takes a little bit longer to get like the tissue off.
Mhm.
And I have to get really low with my calories. Cardio is like fucking crazy, like 3 hours a day, plus the fitness routine practice.
Oh.
So it's tough.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a whole different level.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
You
know,
need some time off to enjoy a little bit of food then.
Yeah. Yeah. Because those flips and stuff without like food or low food and body's cramping and all of that, like
Yeah.
it's tough. And then you got to go on stage looking like you're
Yeah.
woo, like having fun and
Ready.
yeah,
Hair flowing and excited.
yeah, it's tough.
Smiling. Like.
Like literally, I always say like I'm 1 foot in the grave, but
Yeah.
this year I'm getting 2 feet in the grave.
Yeah.
2 foot,
So
2 feet.
same thing.
Yeah.
Do you I don't know, there is a sick enjoyment. out of
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Like
I can't wait for it.
yeah.
There's a feeling, like
Yeah.
when you're really dieted down
Uh-huh.
and you like, lift up your shirt, you see the abs, or you like squeeze your butt and it's like all feathered
Mhm.
and it's like, oh yeah, I want that.
I think that's definitely a sick enjoyment because whenever it's like whenever you're so far out and you're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I think that's an important thing to say.
Yeah.
Whenever you get to that point and you're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And then
if
you need your supporters to be like, you're good. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, it's weird how that mentality is because you're such a savage at moments.
Yeah.
And you're killing stuff, and then all of a sudden you have this.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm here doing this.
Yeah. Like
And then
the doubt kind of kicks in.
yeah,
Well,
it could be at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You're sitting there on the couch, going, I don't want to eat the asparagus, but that's all I'm going to get to eat.
yeah.
And
Or
you're
like
like,
social media is kind of
yeah, I
see stuff.
oh Jesus,
I've gotten really good at just I fucking mute everyone.
you have to.
I mute everyone.
You have to. And then but at that point, like you're in this, and then the next morning you wake up and you're like, oh, you look in the mirror and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
dude.
Like, who is this person?
Whoa, you look wild.
Yeah.
You're nuts.
Yeah.
And then you like embrace that like insane feeling and that whole insane energy that is there. And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go kill cardio.
Yeah. And it could motivate you for like a couple
That's
days,
a wild
right?
feeling.
Yeah.
That's a
You
wild.
got the chills?
Yeah. That's not because that is that level that you do start to understand that you are a little fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
are. Like you
sure.
have to be.
You
I
have
think.
to be. Yeah.
Like everybody like looks at like certain athletes, like any athlete that's at the top. I think that I don't know if they will ever really reveal how crazy they are because you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like you have to kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
And understand that you are like you're going to a place that literally a small percentage of people are willing to go.
Yeah. That was one thing John told me, like when we first started working together.
yeah.
He was like, I'm going to take you to like a dark place and you tell me when you get there. He's like, we might be doing, 5 meals a day, just egg whites, but I want you to get there. And I'm like, okay. And we got there. And now I know that.
Did you tell him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We would have like phone calls about it and stuff. And I'm just like, but you got to get there. I think to really enjoy like that win,
Mm-hmm.
you got to know you went fucking to hell and back to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. And that I think that's why the cliche things are important.
Yeah.
Because when you're in that really dark, rough, grimy place,
Yeah.
that you have these highs and these lows.
Mhm.
I think that those resonate,
Yeah.
like the simplicity of them. They resonate so strong because you have nothing left. You're not eating enough. You're beating yourself into the ground physically.
Yeah.
Emotionally, you are smoked. Your emotions are gone.
Yeah.
Whenever they show up, they're not fun.
Yeah.
And then it's like that spirituality kicks in, and like you need to be like, this is actually who I am.
Yeah.
I'm meant for this shit.
Yep.
It's wild. It's wild. It's what makes a good coach too.
That's
He
true.
recognized it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah.
This was blast.
Seth, this was awesome.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm all stimmed up from the
I know.
stress work.
I had 2 cups of coffee and an energy drink this morning. I'm smoked.
Yeah.
But everybody, please make sure that you go follow Missy Truscott on Instagram, Missy Truscott on YouTube. You're 26 out from Ms Fitness Olympia.
That's correct.
It's in Orlando this year.
It is.
It's
yes.
in first weekend in November.
Yep.
I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're excited. Dean's down there. I have
Yeah.
a bunch of friends in Orlando, so we're excited to go down.
Oh, cool.
It'll be good. I'm super pumped for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And thank you again for having me out this week.
Yeah.
It's like I said, you guys rolled out the red carpet for me and I'm super appreciative. July will be a year for me with Accent
Yeah.
Sledge. So thank you.
We're excited. You're very welcome. Thank you for everything that you do for us. We're right now transitioning, getting ready to start the build out of our new building.
Yep.
And once everything's built out and all that stuff, it'll be exciting to bring you back in. You'll probably be in prep whenever it's all finished. So it might be after the show.
Yeah.
But we'll make sure you get back up here for it and it'll be super cool.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Make sure to share the shit out of this video and all the clips that we pull from it. Other than that, Missy, thank you.
Thank you so much, Seth. Thank you, Accent Sledge. Appreciate you guys.
All right. We'll see y'all. Have a good day.